one tried running me off the road at 90 miles per hour.
Shut the fuck up.
Swear. She followed me all the way home. And she ran out of gas. And then not an asshole, so I went to pump her gas, but I went to go check if her car was empty. So I reached in her car to start it, and she starts punching me in the chest. I'm like, you know what? Slammed the door. I was like, fuck you. I was so mad. But I ended up pumping her gas. She followed us home. She wouldn't.
Pumping your ass?
No, pumping her ass. Oh god. Well, yeah. Yeah, right there on the side of the road.
Right on. Dick is that good.
So, while I was pumping her gas, she hopped out of her car and jumped into mine. And she wouldn't get out of my car. I had to have Kel come pick me up because she wouldn't get out of my car. And then when he picked me up, she got into hers and followed us. We had to take ditch banks to lose her. She was an Audi.
Belly button? Okay, I'm done. All
Audis.
Like, it's my thing. I like
Fuck
those.
That. All right.
Cool.
So, you guys already know him. This is like a prequel, sequel.
Okay.
Yeah, this already happened.
Yeah. So we post this one after, right? After
Yeah,
the real
Sundays.
one. Yeah. So, y'all met Keikoa.
He's back.
He's back on the Sunday Funday.
I like that. That sounds good.
I might just use that as when the title screen comes on. It's just your voice.
Sunday fun, and just having the words come out of his mouth one day.
Dude, shit. Dude, I wish I had superpowers.
Dude, I was thinking. Okay,
I always
legit. Like I was cleaning the house today, and I'm like taking trashes out, and I just finished watching this anime called My Hero Academia, and I'm just like. So their superpowers is called quirks, and like some like people in this society are born with quirks, some are born without quirks, but like as society went on, like superpowers are the norm. And I was just watching, I'm like and like ever since I was a kid, I always had like this idea of this superpower that I wanted. So I'm just like fucking just like smashing this trash into like the trash can. I'm like, that would be so fucking cool to have superpowers. I'm like,
always think that,
dude, like being able to like stop because like I always think about this armor that I have that I just fucking like. I don't need a superhero suit. I just fucking like it's like demon armor, and it just looks like this like, red like.
Is it scaly?
Yeah, like scaly, like dragon skin.
Yeah.
And then, but like my power is like say like I make a fist and like the dragon skin like pops off, so I can like fucking punch people from far away and fucking like grab shit and like go fly and shit. But like the dragon skin, like if I make it pop off, I could like make it like get fucking like gigantic fists and like pop out like my chest scales.
Like a shield.
Yeah, so like I could like make like. Oh, dude! Remember when I was telling you about that airbag superhero?
Man, yeah.
So,
oh my God.
So I was thinking like this funny movie that I wanted to make, and it starts off with like, the kid and his dad like at the junkyard. You know, this kid's just so fucking infatuated with like airbags and like the car, and his dad's like teaching him how to like take cars apart. But for some reason, his dad gets killed in the junkyard. It's like really stupid. Then he wants to get revenge, so he fucking like makes this like ghetto ass suit with like this airbag fist. He just fucking like blows people away. And then and then before you know it, like he like perfects his suit where it's like Kevlar airbags, where this person's fucking shooting bullets in his chest. He's just like throws all things. And he's like fucking like running like airbags through the feet, like fucking airbags like everywhere, dude.
That story's copyrighted, okay?
I have patents.
Speaking of Kevlar, I don't know if we talked about it on the last one.
The sheep.
Yes, yeah. Okay,
I saw that shit,
I wasn't
dude.
sure if it was
I promise you, I know
yeah.
exactly what you're talking about. That shit's legit.
I was telling my buddy Chris, who's in the state academy, and I was telling him about that. He's like, dude, that's awesome. He's like, well, the thing with real Kevlar, it's actually made of sheep's wool.
Yeah,
and I didn't know that. He says what happens is
Oscar,
you're the only idiot that doesn't know that. Because I thought there was a plate, but he's like, there's levels. I guess they have level 2.
I knew that. It's like woven together, and it's a bunch of...
Yeah, and it's like tight, but it's in a way whenever the bullet hits, because it'll tumble in, and what the wool does is it like redirects it and like kind of slows it down.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty
didn't
cool.
know that.
That's
I
crazy.
thought that was really awesome. So then when I told him that story about the spider, and the sheep's wool, he was like, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
It is, but it isn't.
it is, but I don't know, man.
That's weird.
People are playing God, and you can't.
Well, I mean,
That's when God's gonna be like, nope. You can't reinvent
Spider
I'm
Pig.
gonna play.
remaking.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna play devil's advocate and say, there's a reason why we're so smart. Like, I mean,
Well, just
like,
thinking
just
about.
use it for good.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but still, you're messing with God's creations,
Yeah.
and that's a no-no. That's a big no-no.
Yeah.
God's just like, that's pretty dope.
That's pretty
pissed.
sick.
I'm pissed.
I see what you did there.
I thought of that, you bastard.
Yeah, I led you to that. I just put the pieces so far apart that you can.
God's secretary just walks in. He's like, "Okay, God, somebody made a spider sheep."
It's all.
He's like,
God
"What?"
damn it! Who told them they could do that?
He's like, "Wait, but."
Satan.
He's like, "That motherfucker's whispering in their ears all the time."
Bro, if we get struck by lightning this episode, like, we know why.
Dude, Ilion always gets so mad at me because I always make God jokes. Like, I'm always fucking with the guy. And I'm like,
With the guy like it was just a homie.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's two things that's
jokes,
gonna.
bro. It's a joke.
There's two things that's gonna happen. I was like, I'm gonna go to heaven. He's either gonna be like, dude, legit, those are so funny, or I'm gonna be like, he's gonna fucking pull the I fucking land back in front of the gates. He's like, gotcha.
That would be dope. That's so funny.
I'm just falling for like 4 days straight. I'm like,
You learned your lesson?
So, he's on a cloud.
There's shit in my band. Fuck.
Oh, man, I think he has a sense of humor. I think he'll get it.
I hope so.
Look at half the things that he's made. He has to have a sense of humor.
I know, look at the duck-billed platypus.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking, look at the platypus.
Were you?
Yeah, I swear.
bro.
Always.
Bro. Fuck.
But, anyways, enough of the God jokes. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
People are, Jesus Christ. Our Lord and Savior. Please.
Let
You're
us
awesome.
pray. Let us bow our heads.
Please do not strike us down.
Um,
Let's finish this episode at least.
so, you want to talk about ghosts. Why?
Oh, because I have good ass ghost stories. No, dude, I'm just like, I'm obsessed with like paranormal activity and that kind of shit. Have you guys ever watched Ghost Adventures?
Yeah,
Is that where that guy...
fake.
Dude, shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
I love that show.
Is that
Okay.
where that
It's so
guy will
fake.
like go in, he's like, are you here? And he has like an EMF scanner. He's just going like...
It's all, he's all, oh, you said yes!
He's here!
Dude, no, they have that one where it's like it makes real voice. I don't know if it's fake or not, but out of all the
Have
ghost
you
shows
seen
that I
Mind
watched,
Games on that? The show Mind Games?
No,
You've never seen that show?
no.
So,
I
Mind
don't
Games
want to watch
just...
it because I feel like it's gonna destroy the show for me.
No, well, they did an episode about, like, the EMPs, EMFs?
One of them.
The devices that they use. And you're saying the way that the ghost shows do it is they'll have that voice come through and they'll put the captions on the bottom. So when you read the caption, your mind hears that.
Yeah,
So if they're like, if you take the caption away
it
and you
sounds like
listen to it,
nothing.
you don't understand anything. And then when they put the words, you're like, oh, it did say Jim.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
weird. But that when it's not there, it's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's how. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's how they do it, but they're like proving that a lot of these ghost shows do that just so you can be like, holy fuck, dude, he's answering them. But
Yeah.
in all reality, it's not really fucking saying anything.
If they were even there.
We could,
Yeah.
we could start off with ghost stories. Like, I don't care who goes first. Oscar doesn't have any, so
Well,
he definitely can't go first.
okay. Shut the fuck up.
So you can just wait in there if you want.
He just
hey,
disappears. We just fucking snap his ass.
just snap.
Slap my ass out. Come on, bitch.
He walks out. I'm like,
So these ghost stories are personal ghost stories.
yeah, no, legit
Yeah?
shit, bro.
So you believe in ghosts?
Fuck yeah, from the shit that I seen,
do you
dog.
believe in ghosts?
It's hard to say, because I believe in demons.
Well, the shit, like the stuff that I like witnessed, I think it's like demonic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then before we even start, the definition of a ghost would be non-human form,
Okay.
but not even resembling a human spirit, right?
Well, let's look up the true definition of ghost.
Okay.
So we're not just pulling it out of our ass.
Yeah.
Okay, while you look at that, I'm going to give my case for the
Yeah.
ghost. Because how I understand ghosts to be, well, how the media or how people usually culture expects ghosts to be is it's the human soul wandering around, not finding a place.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How I interpret ghost and most other Christian religions or whatever, we don't believe that ghosts are real because souls have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
They can't just stay here.
Yeah.
So without assistance of somebody more powerful, they can't just roam around.
Yeah.
So here's my belief on what a ghost is. It's either one, it's a demonic presence forming themselves to be a person, a person's soul.
That's what I'm right too.
Second one could be the Catholic viewpoint of what a ghost could be is a soul trapped in the area of Purgatory.
Yeah.
Where somewhere our dimensions kind of like crossed, and we saw glimpses of what they're going through. So that could be another one.
Yeah.
And I know there's a third one, but I forgot it. But those are pretty much the main.
The first one is what I believe.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people see, like, when they say their grandpa dies. You know, like, I saw grandpa in the house today.
Yeah.
Like, did you talk to him? I allowed him to stay in the house. Okay, well, now you just let a demon that was presenting himself as your grandpa so he could be in your house and haunt you or try to possess you, whatever the, I don't know, the plan is for demons or whatever, but that's what I think a ghost is.
Mm-hmm.
So, the true definition is an apparition of a dead person which is believed to appear or become manifest to the living, typically as a nebulous image.
So
we're completely denying that. It's not a real person.
Yeah.
It's not a soul of a person.
Also, we have no fucking idea.
Yeah, that's the third answer right there, yeah.
We have no fucking clue what it is at all. It could be a dead person.
Yeah.
And they're just...
Because I could start off on a story that, like, and, like, what makes this one crazy is that I wasn't the only one that saw it. It was, like, me. It was actually pretty close to where this place is. But it was me and my two other brothers, and I was pretty young still. And we went to my cousin's house just to hang out, you know what I mean? Then we're just chilling, having a good time. But there's this house that you turn past, and it's always abandoned. Because, like, I guess a lot of kids got, like, hit there and, like, died. So I'm like... And it's always sketchy, bro. Like, when you drive past that house, it's fucking... You know, like, when people, like, when those paranormal activity people are like... Do you feel this? Like, do you feel it? Did it get cold? Like, when you drive past that house, bro...
You just get a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're leaving our cousin's house. And we're driving. My brother had, like, a piece of shit car at the time. And then I remember he's driving, and then we're going past the house, and he looks, and he's just like... What the fuck is that? He just yells it. And then I look... And then my brother looks, and we're just staring. We're like, what the fuck is that? like, my little kid brain could not, like, comprehend what we were seeing right there. But just imagine this. Like, yeah, just from, like, so from the waist down, it was normal legs wearing, like, underwear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure if it was, like, male or female, but it looked... Like both. I don't know.
Klein?
Yeah, bro. No, it's just like fucking like ghetto boxers. I don't know if that's a word, but they like bitches or ghetto boxers.
Yeah. I'm picturing ghetto boxers.
And then no shoes, no nothing. And then from the waist up, just imagine like a bunch of arms, like the head, and all these. Everything's fucking twisting, just like everything's just.
You fucking saw that?
I swear to God,
bro. I want to shit my pants.
No, yeah. So everything's fucking twisting. My eyes are watering. And I'm just like, what are we seeing right now? He gasses it. We're driving. And you know when you have that moment when you're like, if I look back, it's going to be behind me. Or it's not. Then I look in front of us. So I'm like, I fucking just look straight because this bitch is following me.
Right behind this goddamn.
Dude, like, still, like, because my brother's a really good drawer, and he tries drawing it, and he just, like, breaks down into, like, watery eyes. Like, every single time you bring it up, I'm like, well, I'm getting out of breath just thinking about it, because dude, it's scary, because I don't know what that was, but, like, the way it looked, it had to be something demonic. But the scary part about it was, like, when it saw us, it fucking, the way it ran away, it just like this, like it fucking, like, it didn't run, it just choppy steps, bro, like behind a bush,
that movie,
gone.
Silent Hill type shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And then it was crazy, like, a month later, our cousin's sister saw the same thing at the house.
Damn.
So, and she said it ran away the same way behind the house this time. She saw something.
These days, let's go over there.
Fuck that, bro. Somebody lives there now. I'm like, devil worship. Really? Yeah, somebody lives there now, man.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm scared, but, like, I need to be able to see that.
It's weird. It's weird. I've never seen anything like that I can remember. But it's like, I've never seen anything like that. But I've seen forms of stuff. And it's a... You, like, question yourself.
Yeah.
Did I just see what the fuck?
Like, was it my peripherals playing with me, or was it, like, a literal figure? Like...
Yeah. But then you're like, but I didn't see it at the side of my eye.
Yeah.
I was staring right fucking at it. Like, no, there's no way I saw that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, I'm just tired. And then it happens again. You're like, what the fuck? Like, at work, we don't know what it is. We don't know if it's an old... the building was built on Indian burial grounds or what, but there's a lot of shit that goes on over there. Like, the little, so before a bottle gets blown into a bottle, they're called preforms, and they're about this big, and it looks just like a little cylinder with the top or the cap screws on. Well, those get thrown at us all the time. We'll be sitting there talking, and then all of a sudden one will fly and hit you or land next to you, and no one does anything. And stuff like that. And then we were working, me and my buddy Stan were working. The plant was shut down and everyone was cleaning, and it was when I was on a forklift, and the people on, so there's two channels. There's a production channel, and everyone on production line stays on channel 1, and people on the forklift stay on channel 2. So we're just driving, cleaning stuff, and this girl from production gets on our channel and she goes, "Are you guys okay?" And we're like, "Yeah, why? What's up?" And she's like, we just heard screaming.
Oh shit.
Ooh. We're like, what? Like, no, we weren't screaming. We're like, stop playing. Like, who's screaming? And Stan wasn't answering. She's like, yo, Stan, you good? And he never answered, so I started driving around. He was in the back walking around, and he didn't have his radio. So I was like, were you screaming? He's like, well, no. Why the fuck would I be screaming? He's like, they just got on the radio and asked it who was screaming, if we're okay. So then we all went to go eat lunch, and they're like, stop fucking with us. Yeah. And we're like, no, like, honest, we weren't screaming. I asked the lady, what kind of screaming did you guys hear? And she's like, screaming like someone got hurt type of scream. And she's like, it was loud. Yeah. And I was like, and I was in the warehouse where they heard it, and I didn't hear it. But they heard it where they were at, and it wasn't far from where I was. And just shit like that. Like, my keys were hanging on the forklift, and I heard someone coming around the corner because I was sitting there on my phone. Yeah. So then I drove off, and I went to go grab my keys, and they weren't hanging on the forklift. And I tie it in a knot so they don't slip off. And I looked down, and they were sitting on the side of my forklift. There's just weird shit. I see people walking. Get out of there.
That's scary, man.
People walking, little kids. Really? I see kids by the bathrooms. Lady walking up on the top floor. Just a bunch of shit over there. Fuck, nothing's ever like bad happened. But people see it's just weird. People's heads like pop out from somewhere, and then they'll go back in. Like, it's weird.
That's freaky, man. No, like, especially talking about Indian burial grounds. My brother has a crazy story about one of his girlfriend's family members. So they always walk the ditch bank. You know what I mean? So they walk the ditch bank, and they found like this little piece of like pottery. So they're like, oh, this is pretty cool. Let's take it home. So they took this little piece of pottery home, and all of them were having the same dream of all these Indians just like, and all of them had the same exact dream of like all these like, you know, the Indian sounds they make, like fucking burning down their house. Every single one of them had the same dream for like a week. So they're like, what's going on? Like, you had the same dream? They're like, yeah, like they're burning down our house. So they got the piece of pottery, put it back where they found it. No more bad dreams.
Ooh.
Is that crazy?
That's crazy.
I have a little bit of Native American in me, not enough to claim, but I do. And
no casinos?
Yeah, no casinos, no
well,
monthly
hence.
payments. Yeah, for real. But that shit's no joke.
Mm-hmm.
The native, and every tribe has a different like belief system, I guess. But they're all fucking crazy, like scary crazy.
Yeah.
Like all the Skinwalkers. I believe in Skinwalkers.
Dude, I went Skinwalker hunting before.
You know, why? Why would you do that?
Dude, I don't know, man.
You don't just hunt Skinwalkers.
Dude, check this out. So my buddy, his dad was a firefighter up in Gallup. And he says that he would see a lot of shit. Because, not only as a firefighter, but as a firefighter in the territory of like Indian burial ground and all that stuff. Yeah. So he said he was, his dad was out on a call one night and it was a bad accident, like, you know, like red asphalt kind of stuff. So he said he was like helping clean up and like transport these people out.
Yeah.
And he says he turns around and there's this fucking like 7-foot huge fucking dude standing in the middle of the road. What? Like no shirt, like ugly, right? He's just like looking right at them.
Ooh.
He's like, what the fuck? And then like he says that he goes back to his work because he knows that ground is like, it's different. It's sacred.
Yeah.
And like there's shit that walks there. But yeah,
this gave me chills,
bro. My buddy, he's native and he says he's seen one, and we can't ask him about it because he gets really like
you can't talk to them about it because it's a real thing, and like especially if they live on the res because the shit like haunts you and it's Skinwalkers.
Like, you see them, they're listening to you, bro.
Yeah, that's why I don't like driving through the swamps at night because I've heard people see a lot of shit in the swamps. I yet to see something, but
see, that's the fucking problem because I haven't. I'm like so curious.
I'm so scared to break down over there.
Yeah,
I will not drive to the swamps at night because I'm scared of some random thing and I break down in there and I'm like, oh, no, because I would get service through there.
Yeah,
I would be fucking scared.
Yeah, stay in your car till morning, bro.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Fucking, bro, lock the door.
Just sleep and just close your eyes, blast the fucking radio.
Straight up. No, fuck no. I ain't playing with that
my
shit.
brother, when we were doing his bachelor party, his best man, he was talking about a story where he thinks a skinwalker was talking to one of his good friends. So they're at a bar, like, I even know where the bar was, but they're at a bar, and this Indian man walks inside the bar and goes up to his friend. He just starts telling, like, this guy's deepest secret straight to his face. He's like, why did you beat her? Like, why are you doing all this shit? Like, what are you doing? This guy's like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, I'm gonna fuck you up, dog. And this guy's just like the deepest secrets that not even they knew, like, about this guy.
Excuse me.
Then the guy walks out, this Indian man walks outside the door. Literally, like, 5 seconds later, he opens the door to beat the guy's ass gone.
Reagan was telling me a story a long time ago that her friend's dad, grandpa or something, had a friend that got really sick. He was native. He got really sick, so they don't go to the hospital. They go to the medicine man. Mm-hmm. So went to the medicine man, and I can't remember if he got a cut or if the medicine man cut him open. Oh shit! And underneath his skin, he had deer hair.
Oh,
like a full thing of deer hair.
Dude,
oh my god! That's like what?
So the medicine man
it's these things that like. How do you explain that? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, trust me, like, I believe in heaven, all that type of stuff, but there's just things that, like, when I start really thinking, and I freak myself out, like, I need to do these thoughts, like, we shouldn't be doing it at night. I'm like,
bro, you're gonna drive home, you're gonna see something, you're gonna call me, you're gonna be like, bro, I can't go home.
Yeah.
I live in the middle of nowhere,
sleeping in here alone.
Fuck, bro, I can imagine.
Bro, this is, and you know what's fucked up is that, like, this is where, like, the reality meets, like, religion.
Yeah.
Because you got the Native American beliefs of the Skinwalkers and all the things they see, and then you have the Christian beliefs of like satanic, demonic beliefs, right? And what's crazy is we all believe in this thing of a portal that goes somewhere.
Yeah.
Of opening, but what's crazy is we don't believe in them. So like Ouija boards, people don't think those are real.
They're so real,
bro. Because the board isn't what gives it power. It's you.
Your
accepting
energy.
Your energy. Your belief that it's real or not real. Just the act of accepting the game or whatever the fuck allows this portal to open into this dimension that we don't even fucking know about.
We should never fuck with.
No, dude.
Have you played with the
You
Ouija?
have one?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I have a very close family member that has.
Me too.
And this is where I get to say. I felt so left out, bro. I'm like, yes, okay, we need to talk about this, bro. Okay, so this family member, we'll call him Bobby.
All right, Bobby.
Okay, so
what's his real name?
No,
I'm just kidding.
Robert. Okay, so
Reggie.
Okay, anyways, so Bobby has this. He was. I'd like to say like 8 at the time, and he was always hanging around like older people, and these guys, they all get this game, and they're like, they want to play it, but they're all too chicken shit to do it. But Bobby's like super fucking curious. He's like,
yeah, let's do it.
He doesn't believe in that stuff, at all. He really didn't care. He didn't know if heaven or hell was real. He just saw a game. He's like,
8 years old.
Yeah. So he's looking at this game. He's like, all right, they're fucking being little bitches. So he goes up to the game. And he's like, all right. So he puts his hands on it. Oh, bro. It starts moving. It says, hi.
What?
Without even asking anything?
No.
And he doesn't believe that this stuff happened. Like,
no, he doesn't believe it.
What?
He didn't believe it was real. So Bobby, it says hi. And he's like, what the fuck? So now he's intrigued. So he's like, who are you? So then the thing fucking starts moving.
Lucifer.
C.
What the
Bro,
fuck?
it fucking spells out his goddamn name. Bro, this is where he stopped being intrigued and he started freaking the fuck out. He's like, what the fuck? So he's like, what do you want? It says, why?
You.
Oh.
Oh no.
What the
Bro,
fuck?
it said you. Oh, I got fucking sick saying that. Dude, he fucking tosses the game. He's like, I'm not fucking touching that anymore. It didn't stop.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
no, fuck no.
So, after that, since then, he's had visions and apparitions and shit that you can't even fucking, like...
fathom.
Dude, it's crazy. He was telling me this one time, like, he was out getting some, like... I think he was walking back from school or something. And, like, he's walking and this fucking Doberman, this beautiful dog, black...
My eyes are watery right now, bro.
Well,
Fuck,
he's
man.
just walking home and he sees this dog just sitting across the fucking street. Like, I don't know, I'd say about 2 blocks down. He just sees this dog sitting in the middle of the street, and he's just like looking at him. And he's like, "What the fuck?" So he keeps on walking down his house, and all of a sudden the dog is like on the corner.
What the fuck?
And he's like, "What?" So he keeps on walking, and bro, the dog is right behind him. He turns around. And the dog's just fucking staring at him. And the dog, bro, he swears on his life that the dog talked to him.
What the fuck,
And he says,
bro?
Bobby, I'm here for you.
Oh
Bro,
my gosh,
he
bro.
fucking books it home, dude. He's like, fuck this. I'm going fucking home, bro. He gets home. He's like fucking out of breath. Dude, like, his house is haunted now. So, because it followed him. It followed him. So
Ever since he was 8 years old.
That's what happens when you play at the Ouija board.
Yeah.
Dude,
you let spirits into where you played it, and into your life.
Yeah.
I also have another story with the Ouija board with also a pretty close family member. And so,
I have more to finish on that too, but
go ahead. You finish first.
Are you sure?
But I promise you.
Okay.
I'm so fucking intrigued already. I'm like, this is a bad topic, bro. I'm like,
no, bro.
Me too.
This green screen's gonna start fucking manifesting itself.
On the screen, you just see a fucking Ouija board.
Dude, stop.
Oh, dude.
Oh, what are you doing?
Stop. There's like a mirror behind me, bro, and I can't stop looking at it.
Broken.
Yeah, I'm so scared right now. I'm so scared.
Okay. Anyways,
I don't want to look at the screen.
I promise I won't edit it in. Okay, anyways.
Just edit something off.
Bro! Dude, I am. I'm gonna cut this part out.
Yeah, please cut it out.
Okay, so anyways, go ahead.
Okay.
Serious.
Okay, so bro. So, this didn't stop, right? It kept on for years. He married his wife. So, it's so weird because he would work late nights. And she would always like stay awake late at night because she didn't ever feel comfortable like going to sleep alone.
Yeah.
Right? She knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
So one night she said she was watching TV and she went to his side of the bed. She always sleeps on the left side, but for some reason she went to sleep on the right side. And she said he hadn't got home all night, so she fell asleep. She said she wakes up and right in front of her bed, the TV's static. Oh my god. She turns and she sees this black figure standing there, looking down on her. And has a scepter. It was death. And
This is true, or you?
This is true.
Are you just fucking with me?
I'm fucking telling you the truth, dude.
Okay.
She says that she saw this fucking figure there standing, and then she wakes up.
Sleep paralysis.
Right. So what happened was
Dream. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
the lore is that if you see death standing at your bed, that means you're gonna die. But if he's standing at the side of your bed, that means someone close to you is going to die or become close to dying.
Very sick.
Extremely. So what happened is that same day, the next day, whenever they woke up, they got a call from the hospital saying that her mom was admitted. She said that she had come up with something like fucking bad. Dude, she was death ridden. So she says she's never slept on his side of the bed ever again because of that. It took about a couple months for her mom to get better, but I mean, it was fucking close.
That's nuts.
And it was just by like that act of like being in his aura where he usually is.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was crazy. Last one, another time, they were sleeping. They were both sleeping. He says that he remembers going to sleep, and he's always warm. He's a really warm dude. So Bobby goes to sleep, and he has this vivid dream, dude. Like he was fucking there. He wakes up and he's in this like infinite room where he's like super hot, and on the floor it's glass, and you can see down, and you just see hands in a fiery depth just reaching out. They're all just fucking screaming, and you hear the muffled screams, and he's just like looking down, and he's just like confused, and he turns around, and this handsome man, like he says he was the most beautiful man he's ever seen,
Satan.
looks at him, and he turns around, he's like, you know who I am? He's like, yeah. He's like, then you know why I'm here? He's like, yeah. He's like, I still want you. What? I want you to love me.
What?
Yeah. He says that as he says that, he wraps him in this embrace, and he feels like this fire like inside of him, like just like burning. And then he's just like, he denounces him, right? Like at this time he reached a point of his life where he believes in God. So he's just like, I know who you are, like get off. Right? It was a struggle. It wasn't just like get off.
Yeah.
It was a struggle. So then he wakes up and his wife tells him that he was choking her.
You told. I was like, I feel like
Yeah.
I've heard the story.
That he wakes up
me.
because
So if he accepted him, he would have killed his wife.
probably. Yeah. And she said it was fucking, he was hot and sweating and like she
She's
was
all,
scared
"Hey."
for her life.
Good
Excuse
morning
me.
to me.
She's like, oh, seriously.
Okay, that's enough.
Too hard.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, bro. So I don't know if that still follows him, but yeah.
Huh. That's
So
nuts.
I have two.
Go for it.
I have two. I'm gonna ask you guys which one you want to hear first.
Doesn't matter. We don't know the difference between either one of them. So
Yeah,
just tell
so-
one.
so
Put them in
so-
order of like least important to most important.
Okay, I'll go to the most important. I mean, I would do the least important one right now, which is still pretty
Okay.
fucking crazy. Which is the family member one. The one that's most important is me. So a family member of mine, when they're young, they used to play with the Ouija board. All the sisters, they used to like do it just messing around. And then, well, I'm gonna do a little backstory. So when I met up with this business person, and this guy's the smartest fucking guy I've ever met in my life. Like, he's super spiritual, and he's like, he knows everything. I have never met a person that like is so like spiritually smart, like, and just like intellectual in general. And I don't even know how I got up to like we were supposed to meet up to talk business, but we ended up talking like God and like demons and like all this type of stuff. Then gargoyles come up, and this is like the connector between gargoyles and genies. So gargoyles and genies are the same thing. I didn't know that because he's talking about I forget where I told this story about a genie. That's what it was. I told him a story about a genie, and what one of my family members saw. And then he was like, you know what genies are, right? And I'm like, no. And he starts showing me like, his fucking notebook was scary, bro. Like, seriously, I don't know who this guy was. I'm like, what? Why is that in...
Why did you just carry that around?
Yeah. So, and he starts talking about genies, and he says, genies feed off people's fear. I'm saying and he said, like 98 to 99% of genies are evil. But there's good genies, too. So, like, when you see, like old, like, art of, like, these, like, giant monsters, like, fighting with you, those are, like, this small percent of good ones. So I'm like, what the fuck?
So I think when you say genie, I think of fucking
Aladdin. Yeah.
Shit,
no, and that's what I thought too, bro. Like, I thought genie was like, fucking make a wish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rub one out.
Then, so I'm talking to him, then I'm like, wait, what the fuck? So, and the story that I told him is that when they're doing the Ouija board, one of my family members, she said, I want to see a genie. Like, I want to meet one. And then she was in her room, and she has a family member that bugs the shit out of her. And this guy like always fucking like taps her like this. You know what I'm saying? Always taps her, and she's like, "Cut your shit,
Bro, that's fucking weirded me out.
I'm sorry.
No, don't do that either.
No, so she was in her room.
Yeah.
And she fucking feels that on her back. And she's like, whatever your name is, cut it out. She looks back. It's this fucking giant gargoyle-looking monster fucking tapping at her like that. Then it runs out of the room. And then the ones downstairs, the thing fucking runs out down the stairs into the closet. Boom! And the closet door's shut. So when she asked for a genie, and I never knew that. I was just like, what the fuck? She asked for a genie, and then she saw a monster. Until I met this person, he made the connection that genies are gargoyles. And gargoyles are real things. These like... And that's where I came up with, like, I guess this hypothesis that, like, this other dimension might be, like, I don't want to say, like, demonic, but, like, maybe, like, an invisible species that we can't see. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I always thought about, like, there's things that, like, on the last podcast you were talking about, like, there's just visions that we can't see. There's, like, snakes could see, what is it, heat vision?
Mm-hmm. Well, like dogs see shit we can't see.
Yeah, like
there's shit we don't see.
There's senses that we don't understand, that we can't comprehend. But imagine there's like this like comprehension that maybe one of these days that we could see, and we could literally see the fucking gargoyles like flying around us, see like all these apparitions or all these things from old times that maybe over time they separated themselves from us, but then we could see them again. Like, ever since talking with that guy, he just went into like so much lore that it just blew me away. I'm like, who are you, dude? Like, what is this? I don't know, bro. Then after him connecting that story with genies or gargoyles, like, I believe fucking genies are gargoyles. It's just a different name for them. I don't believe in
either one of them at all.
Well, maybe I could tie it together with like what we just talked about earlier. Is that demons? They present themselves however way to kind of distract us from the real.
I think that's what the whole native religion is because
deception.
The devil is the king of deception.
Yeah.
So he's like, if you guys want to continue believing that,
yeah,
I'm down.
Yeah.
Hey, go be a fucking skinwalker real quick. Let them continue to believe what they believe.
Yeah.
So they don't.
And just leave them all forth for this.
Yeah. So they don't find real religion and. Well, I'm not. My bad. Not real.
Well,
religion,
it's just whatever ties us. It's like, it's all enough to keep us thinking. Oh well, if that belief system, if they see that, then what is real?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But I think whatever you want, when a religion is started like that, it has to be some type of devil work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're like, all right, you want to believe in skinwalkers and shit? I'll give you skinwalkers.
Yeah, I'll
Wanna
show you.
believe
I'll
in
show you what's
witches?
up.
I'll give you a witch.
Yeah.
You believe in all this shit?
Genies.
Gorgon.
Yeah.
I'll give you all of that shit if you want it. As long as you don't look for Christ, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
You want to believe in Gorgiles instead of God? Dope. Even better.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Here's
Yeah.
your fucking genie in a bottle.
Bro.
Baby.
The fucking gargoyle's like,
I'm fucking Will Smith. Will Smith. Oh, I can't believe you never believed in Genie before.
oh my god. Kill me.
That's fucking funny.
Fuck, man.
I was one night I was
One night for us a cigar.
I know. It was
That'd be
a long
so
time
nice
ago.
when it was having a cigar while fucking doing a podcast.
One of these
Dude.
days
When
we'll
we
be able
can
to.
afford the big ones, yeah.
Yeah. So I think I was like a sophomore in high school. I was playing Dead Space.
Oh, dude, I love that
Yeah.
game. I played every single one.
I hate that game.
It's so, it's so
I
scary,
love it,
bro.
but I hate
so
it because I can't beat it at all. But I was playing it and it was scary as fuck. And
Yeah.
it was in the middle of the night and I was the only one awake. So then my girlfriend, I think she was my girlfriend at the time, called me. I think.
Back then we didn't have labels.
I told my friend she was my girlfriend.
She was
She's
one of
fucking
them.
bad.
So she called me, so I answered it and I put the game on pause. And then I was talking to her while I was playing the game. I was like, I'm just playing this fucking scary ass game. I just bought it. And then I was talking, so I couldn't focus on the game. So I turned the game off, turned the TV on, and turned it on mute. So I could watch TV and talk to her, right? Then it was around 3 o'clock in the morning. And that's the witching hour.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I some scary shit happens when it's 3.
Yeah. So
Fuck, bro. I hate that hour
When
of
the
the night.
dogs start barking.
yeah, so I was talking to her, right? And I started like dozing off. So I was like, yeah, I'll just talk to you tomorrow. I'm gonna go to sleep. So she's like, okay. So the lights are on, and you've been in my parents' house.
Mhm.
You can see the dining room, the hallway from
Yeah.
the living room. You can see all that shit. So you can see where people are coming in and out. I was the only one awake, and the lights are on. So I was watching TV, and I dozed off, and I felt like someone was watching me. So I like jumped up because my parents would get mad if I stayed up that late, whatever.
Yeah.
So I jumped up and I like looked around and I hear shh, shh. So I was like,
Dude.
and then after that, like dead silence. Like it was so quiet you could feel it quiet. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like it was noisy in my head when I was falling asleep, and then once I heard shh, shh, it was not one sound at all.
I know
And I
that
was
feeling
like,
too.
yeah.
It's just, and your senses are so heightened.
Yeah.
Like you could literally hear like the fucking
Like they
house
say, a
creaking.
pin drop.
Yeah, you
Like,
could
it
hear
was
everything.
nuts. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, all right, time for bed. So I went to sleep, and then when I was little, I never slept with my door closed because I was always scared that someone would go into my room from the window or something, and I'd be trapped in the room with that person.
Yeah.
And we'd always close the door because me and my brother shared a room. We always closed it because he didn't like it open. So when he was gone, I would open the door. And I was sleeping when I just went to bed. I was off, slept with the fan, so the fan was on. And my older sister shared a room across the hallway, and they're still awake. So I always been scared of just the dark and
Yeah,
just
dude,
that
it's
type
one
of
of my
shit.
biggest fears
Yeah,
is the dark.
me too. So I was laying there, and I was thinking about someone being in the room and just shit you think about when you're a kid and you're scared of the dark. And then all of a sudden my door slams shut. Door slams shut, so I sit up, and then all of a sudden something hits the fan. Brrr. Like, what the fuck? So I jumped off my bed, ran into my sister's room, and I didn't go back for like 2 days. There was this scare, like, not just shut. That motherfucking door slammed, and no one heard it. Like, I was the only one that heard it. I went to my sister's room, and are you alright? Like, yeah, and I told them, they're like, okay, now you can sleep in here. They just scared the shit out of me.
Fuck.
Like, I remember it like if it happened to me yesterday.
Yeah.
Scary shit. We hear people, because the floors are hollow, because we have crawl
You
space.
hear the.
We hear people running. in the living room, just running back and forth. My sister Tiffany thought that there was someone breaking into the house one night, and my dad went in because he was in SWAT. Went through the whole house looking for who was in the house, and all the doors are locked and everything.
Shit, man.
Find footprints on the table, like weird shit. Close gets in trouble all the time. He's like, why would I get on the table without shoes or with shoes? But they're
my feet ain't that fucking big.
yeah, and they're like just.
That's a different nationality.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
This crazy shit. We named her Diana. We didn't. My little sister did.
That's
Don't
even
fucking
scarier,
Well, it's
man.
never been like bad.
That's like
it's
fucking
just
Thomas in. Is it Tommy or Thomas?
It's Chucky. I'm just kidding.
In Paranormal Activity when they name
oh
him?
yes.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. See, we've had it named for a while. It's just the same shit all the time. You just hear people run back and forth. You'll hear a door close in the back. And you're
Like these
who the fuck
motherfuckers
is
won't
it?
pay attention to me. Damn it.
me and my little sister like, okay, Diana, we know you're here.
That's freaky, bro. No, a while ago, like a long while ago, I accidentally bought a demonic artifact from a yard sale. And like this thing's like, and I knew when I first bought it, like it gave me the creeps, but it was just so like, I was so infatuated with it, like I had to buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why.
So and I didn't know, and I always gave me the creeps. Like just remember that, like it didn't get creepy after like my wife told me, hey, that's some weird shit, but it's this clear glass that's like kind of colorful, and there's like the most like surreal eye inside of it.
Eyes freak me out.
Like it's the most like
the Illuminati.
yeah, it's the most surrealistic eye.
That's a different podcast.
Yeah, it is.
Then I remember I was in the
I'll do that
room.
next time.
I was in the room and I picked up the piece and I was like, hey, look what I have. And she was like, you have to get rid of that. And I think she called it like the all-seeing eye or something.
Yeah,
She's like,
it's all-seeing
like
eye.
that's a portal to the she's like that's a
Illuminati.
portal to let demons in. So and I think it heard her say that because ever since that happened, I was like, I've always had a creepy feeling with it, but I always want but I want it. You know what I mean? Like I want to keep it.
Like, you sound like Smeagol.
My precious. Yeah, bro. Like it was weird, and she's always like, and she hid it. She hid it. She put it inside a bowling bag that I have.
Why didn't she just get rid of it?
I have no idea, cause she knew I liked it. I think.
I think it's because it's manifesting itself.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
He's like, I think
It's a part of you guys now.
So-
You can't get rid of it.
Fucker. It so scared me, man. No, but like some crazy stuff happened afterwards. But she put it in a bowling bag, and then we're cleaning the room, picking up, and then I go and I open up my drawer with like this pair of pants I haven't worn in like years, and it's rolled up because like I'm weird and I roll my pants instead of folding them, so it's rolled up. Then I'm like oh, I'm gonna just throw these motherfuckers. Like I haven't worn them in a long time, so I unroll. I'm like let me make sure there's no money in the pockets, and I feel this thing in the pocket. I'm like oh what is this? And I pull it out. And it's the artifact. Then I'm like, babe, did you put this in here? She's like getting ready to cry, and I'm like,
Bro, I'm ready to cry.
how the fuck did this get in here? And she's just like, we gotta get rid of this today. And then, so I'm not gonna tell you guys how I got rid of it, okay? But I got rid of it, okay? And I swear, like, I was getting the most, like, surreal dreams. Like, the dream would be fine, and then I would always find that in my dream. And then, like, the dream just gets, like, so heavy and, like, so fucking, like, super, super, like, creepy. Like, I remember the last one that I had with it, it was in my pocket. And I pulled it out, and it was, like, a different type of one. But there was, like, this weird liquid inside of it. And then there was, like, and everything just started bleeding. Like, the plants started bleeding, like, and everything around me was bleeding. And it felt too real to be, like, comfortable with. And I woke up, and I'm like, I woke up at fucking 3 exact, bro.
So when I read stuff, because I read paranormal shit all the fucking time on
Yeah.
Reddit, always. And then when, like, you say that, you're like, how did that get in there? If I were to find something like that, I'd be like, why did I put that in there? Oh, well, I guess I did.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to my friends, and, like, people are like, on the stories, they say, I put it here, but it showed up here the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I would never realize.
Connection.
Yeah, I'd be like, I could have sworn I put it here.
Yeah.
Maybe I
I
didn't.
think we do
Oh,
that
well.
all too often.
Yeah.
I think it's just our brain trying to like make it okay.
Yeah.
Because we know
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
like low key fucked. It's like
Yeah.
like
There's
we're
no other explanation for this.
Yeah.
It's like I guess I must have moved it. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, it ended up in my pants. That was still
Hey.
rolled up the same way. Yeah, dude, it was like
Lucky
fucking
bastard.
it was scotch taped to like my fucking zipper, bro. But yeah, and I just started having these dreams, and then but even like after I got rid of it though, I never realized how heavy my room felt until I got rid of it. Like once like I got rid of it that same day, I walked in my room and it just, dude, I felt like I was like, holy fuck, I didn't realize like it just felt. I don't want to say sad, but like this
Like
weight
depressed.
was on me. I mean, like this
Yeah.
like weight, and I just like I don't know how to explain it because it wasn't quite depression, it wasn't quite sadness, but it was like
Oh, okay.
this weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once I got rid of it, it's like, and I didn't even realize at first, but I was like, wow, I feel like it feels
Happy.
a lot better in here.
Yeah.
Huh.
That thing was fucking weird, bro.
Have you heard that? It's a story and a video. That guy, he was going. I think it started with orange juice, and he bought like a certain type of orange juice that he liked,
Mhm.
and it started dissipating. So he was blaming his wife for drinking his orange juice, and then it was like
Why you drink my damn orange juice?
yeah,
Julia!
I'm paying good money for this shit. And then like snacks and food just kept disappearing. He was like, "Why the fuck? We were supposed to be saving that, whatever the case was." But he kept blaming his wife, and his wife's like, "I'm not eating that. I'm not drinking your fucking orange juice." Oh shit! So he was like, "All right,
you pregnant?
So I'm gonna catch you doing it. Like, you can keep lying to me." So he
Yeah.
set up a camera without her knowing in the kitchen, and they have above their fridge. They have a little loft thing.
Yeah.
Well, he set up the camera, went to bed. Not even 5 minutes after he went to bed, you see a lady crawl from the crawl space,
Oh no.
get down,
Oh.
and start drinking his orange juice out of the carton,
What a bitch.
eating their food, and then crawls back up into the space.
I'm sick.
What the fuck?
This happens so many times. That's like not a normal thing, but it's almost normal. How many times that's happened to people? Like a homeless person will break into someone's house without anyone knowing, find like an addict or something, and live in there. He
Oh, I
watched the
thought you
video.
talking about a ghost.
So a real
No,
homeless
it was a
person.
real homeless person. A
Okay.
real person.
I thought you talking about fucking.
Too bad, like,
Asshole ghost on drinking my orange juice.
That's what I
Oh, pull that fucking ghost out.
You have to
No,
clarify.
oh,
The
so
image I had in my mind
My bad. No,
was so scary. I saw like this fucking girl with like scary hair, like this fucking
well, she looks
nightgown.
scary when she's crawling because she's like, you just see her feet come out and then she's like feeling around and she crawls out and she's like real low to the ground kind of, and she goes to the fridge, drinks some fucking whatever it is out of the carton
Ew.
and starts eating shit, and then she like stops. She like looks around and she starts climbing up all the cabinets again and goes back into the loft. What would you do though?
I would fucking.
I'll put a
pretend-
shocker
I would,
fence.
I would.
For real.
I would pretend.
Flashbang. Motherfucker.
Yeah, I'd pretend she wasn't there. Like fucking spray him out.
For real, wait with my gun. Like, right, get down here now, bitch.
To shoot a foot off.
No. Yeah, as soon as she goes to step on the cabinet.
You miss. Explode your fucking orange juice.
Fucking orange juice. But just imagine drinking your orange juice, right?
Yeah.
After some of it's gone, you think your wife's drinking it, and then you see a homeless person drinking it out of the fucking carton.
Ooh.
You, bro.
That's the
Brown.
worst part of this whole story.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, you don't
that's
know if she
fucked
has herpes. Now they both have herpes.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck, dude. People are crazy.
Shit, man.
But that happens a lot.
I still can't believe it was a homeless person. I had like this demonic figure.
But no, it was an actual
Oh,
human.
It was
sorry.
so scary in my brain. For some reason, I saw like the feet coming before like the hands. Like, just fucking.
Still climbing on the roof.
I imagine like figures just appearing out of nowhere and just
Yeah.
walking
Oh, no.
and just disappearing.
Now I feel silly for thinking that because it's so fucking funny that it's ghosts. It's just
Yeah, I
falling
know.
through the body.
Ghosts don't need orange juice.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I had to think about that too. I was like, what's she
Like
eating?
how is it digested? Like, what is it for the flavor?
Oh, fuck.
Well, 55 minutes in.
Want me to tell my like most scariest?
Yeah, one
Oh
more.
yeah, one more. Let's hear
Okay,
it.
so this I guess this will be the ending. when I was younger, I do feel there was like a demon connected to me, like following me.
Well, you want to just quit now and send him on his fucking way?
This was fun.
No. So, and I remember it because it started when we moved into our new house, and I never knew like how serious it was because it actually connects to me and one of my brothers because it started with my brother. So I remember we moved to our new house and I was brushing my teeth. Then I saw you. I mean, like, you know, when you're young, like you say you see something, your family members don't believe you, but I saw something. And like what freaked me out was like what your Bobby's wife saw is very like close knit to what was following me. So just imagine like this black figure. Oh, fuck. Give me a second. So imagine like this black figure and it looks like the body's burnt, but like all black. You know what I mean? Like there's no like cuts or anything, no color, just burnt body. And it has horns, okay? But the eyes are the most softest eyes I've ever seen. Like they're not evil, they almost look friendly. I mean, like they're like glistening and they're just like this. They look okay. Like this thing's not evil, but yet the body is like fucking scary, but the eyes are just like it was just looking at me. And I looked away and I was like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? And ever since I like still to this day, like the room is eerie, like once it hits round 3, that same vibe. But nobody would believe me. I'm like, I saw something in my room. Everybody's like, oh, like you saw something in peripherals. I'm like, guys, like I'm serious. I saw something. Then even my brother didn't believe me. But finally, sorry, I'm like getting emotional. But my brother, he asked me. He was like, what did it look like? And I explained it to him, and he's like, oh, no. And that's literally what he said. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, when I was a kid, he would sleep and he would feel the same thing. And so they had a bunk bed, so he would sleep on the bottom, his brother would sleep on the top. But there was always a sketchy hallway in the house. And when he was sleeping, there was always something that would call him. It would say his name, like, come here. Then he would wake up sleeping on the hallway floor. Every night he would wake up in the hallway floor, like,
What the fuck?
Like, where am I? And he said, the figure exactly how we saw, like, it would follow him everywhere. So I was like, I think that's what it is. So one night I was sleeping, and then I'm like something's holding me down. And like, you know, like you're fighting, you're fucking like trying to like open, like I'm telling myself, like open my eyes, like open.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, like open my eyes, and I open, like I'm like this, and just the softest eyes are just staring at me like this close to my face.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, so and I'm just like in shock. But and for years it was happening, and years, like this thing following me, and like and no matter what time of the day, whether it was daytime or nighttime, there was eyes on me.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
So
and I'm not even done yet.
Okay, my bad.
I'm not even done. Mm-hmm. So and the reason why it stopped following Joaquin, I said his name, but fuck it.
We'll call him Joaquin.
He got this Blessed Jesus necklace, and that's like literally when it stopped following. Well, one time we went to Elephant Butte, and then he lost it in the sand. And then like for some reason I passed out. I can't even really remember like that whole night. I'm out, and my brother, everybody. Yeah, just edit out his name.
Okay.
Sure. I stay close and say his name all the time.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. So he starts we're in the tent, and he's just like crying, like fucking like freaking out, like I need my necklace, and he said outside of the tent he sees it walking like that, just pacing back and forth. You hear the footsteps. Everybody's like, dude, like what's wrong with you? Calm down. He's just like it's back. You know what I mean? Like it's getting. The camera just shut off for some reason. I don't know why. But so
Oscar doesn't have a fucking charge battery.
Just kidding.
No, the camera shut off for no reason. I don't know why. So to finish the story, we're in Oklahoma, and I'm trying to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like again, for all that whole entire time, all the way to this was like probably a good 2 years. Like this thing's been following me. So I feel something watch me from outside the window, and I turn and I look out the window and it's standing. And it's like, I see it clear as day, but it almost looks like it's like we're like trying to stay there. You know what I mean? Like it's using energy to fucking, like that's what it looked like it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
And then it's like walking. Then I like look well, and it's in front of this window walking. And the whole entire night, this thing's fucking pacing. And I'm like, Wakana, what? He literally wouldn't wake up. I'm like, bro, like it's outside. Like I don't know what to do. But pretty much like ever since that night. Oh, sorry, I was trying to make it a little sing video. They just dropped the bass. That made me feel a little better about the story. No, but and I don't really know when it started to disappear. I just but still, like sometimes when I go places, no matter where it's at,
you became stronger spiritually.
I think so.
That's why it started.
I think so, and I still feel it sometimes. When I do, I'm just like, I'm still not strong enough to like fight it. Where I'm like, let me go inside this because I feel like it'll attach to me again.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just like waiting for that time where I'm like most vulnerable to just fucking
for sure
latch on again.
So, how we were talking about ghosts are manifests of demons.
Mm-hmm.
So think that old lady that died in my parents' house.
It's not the old lady.
No. So
it wants you to think that.
Yeah. So one time it was me, my brother, my little sister were home. I went to go take a dump. So I'm in the bathroom, and this was years ago. I think my little brother was maybe like 4, dude. And he runs to the bathroom and starts banging on the door. He's like, "There's someone in the house." I was like, "What do you mean there's someone in the house?" He's like, "Tyler, there's someone in the house." So I was like, "Whatever, dude." So finish my business, and I walk out, and he's on the couch, like, fetal position, scared as shitless. And I was like, "What do you mean? Who's in the house?" And he's like, well, he told me they disappeared. So that's, I was like, okay, close. So when I was in the bathroom, I was like, okay. So I
sure,
finished.
it's just Diana.
So, well, that was before Diana was ever a thing. And I was like, whatever, close. So I finished my business, went out. I was like, what do you mean someone's in the house? He's like, I saw someone walk in the house. And I was like, well, what do they look like? And he goes, okay, so they walked from the front door. He said, without even opening the door, walked from the front door, behind the couch, to the bathroom. And I was like, what? I was like, well, what did it look like? Who was it? And he's like, I don't know. He said it was a tall man. And he was like, couldn't see his body. He said, but he was looking down. He had really long, raggedy black hair. So he just walked from the door, walked behind the couch, and walked into the bathroom. And he said he doesn't remember it now, but he was freaking out, and it was just us home. I was like, what the fuck?
That's scary, bro.
Dude. And I always see the bathroom, my parents' bathroom, it has to be some type of portal. Because every single dog that we've ever owned will be running around the house, and the dog's chasing us, and we run in the bathroom, and the dog will shh, and it'll stop right before the bathroom. We've never had a dog go into our bathroom for some reason. Yeah. It just will not go to the bathroom. In my bedroom, when I lived there, it was my door, and then the bathroom was right here. Well, being home alone, I'd get on my bed, and I would text, and I would see, they call them shadow people, see a shadow person walk from the living room to the bathroom.
What the fuck?
And I just, the top of my eye, I'd be like, what the fuck? Well, that was weird. And I text, and I'd see another one. And always.
That's
shit
weird,
like that,
bro.
yeah. So I think...
Yeah. We should just record Snapchat story. Snapchat story's on fire right now. You see that bitch? Another one. Another one.
Have you seen that one security guard where he's like looking over his footage of him being in the?
He's like, see, I told you, niggas.
Yeah.
Bleep that out. That's what he said. I know that's what he said. I can't
I'm
say
sorry.
that.
I think I gotta leave. Guys.
My bad.
Anyways,
just bleep on that. My bad. I did not bleep it.
Anyways, that was fun. This was fucking fun,
was
man.
fun. Thanks for
thanks for coming,
letting
man.
me
Oh, for sure.
sleep tonight. buddy.
Yeah. We're not gonna be able to fucking sleep.
Dude,
When do
I'm
we
so
ever shake
scared.
hands?
Fucking
don't do that.
Well, not
Ileana,
yet, not yet.
my wife is like, not. She's sleeping over at her mom's tonight, and I'm like going home by myself now, and I'm so scared.
Yo,
you know what?
You can bunk with me tonight.
I'm gonna change the subject, and I'm just gonna end it on a funny story, okay?
Okay,
So I'm going
quickly,
on
because
a
the
funny-
SD card might end here in a bit.
Okay, so at my parents' old house, we had this old ass microwave. Like, this fucking microwave is like older than old, like older than this fucking bitch.
Wow.
And I remember.
Crashing my home.
So I remember I had a hot dog and I'm gonna cook a hot dog. So I fucking shut it and I type in the numbers on how long I want to cook the hot dog for, and I press start. And I swear to God, like it happened to my brother too, a ball of energy just fucking starts inside the middle of the microwave. It's like boom. And I'm like, ah! And I fucking run to my brother's room. I'm like, the microwave's gonna explode. He's like, get off of me. I'm like, it's gonna explode. So he walks out and he opens up the microwave and my hot dog's gone. I'm like, my hot dog disappeared! My hot dog's fucking gone! And then he looks on the side of the microwave. I never put the hot dog in the microwave.
Oh my God.
He's like, your hot dog's right there. I remember being a kid, I'm just like, it fucking teleported. I didn't want to believe I did. Dude, like legit, I still think the fucking hot dog teleported. Went, dude. But I remember, you guys think I'm playing, like, nobody believed me. Nobody fucking believed me.
He doesn't believe
I don't believe it at all.
Ask my brother until he fucking tried cooking something, and then again it was like, he fucking opened it like
You're a dick. He doesn't believe you.
Do you
Call
believe me?
Fuck you.
Next question. Thank you guys for
Hey, so that
Alright, have a good one. Have a good one.
We're out of time.
All right,
here.
brother. It was fucking
All right,
great
fuck yeah,
seeing you.
guys.
All right.
Cheers. Let's cheers out.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
fucking cup.
This was a fun podcast. Just something for you guys to kick back on.
Sunday Funday.
Sunday
Just
Funday.
keep your mind wandering, thinking
Exactly.
of random
Tell-
shit.
Tell us what you think about ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
and
real?
stories that you guys have.
Yeah, add your ghost story on the comments. Shoot us a message or whatever.
And if you like it,
we might fucking say it on our next podcast.
Yeah. If you like this video, do you guys do that? Subscribe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
subscribe, like,
Subscribe.
comment, whatever.
And share.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Cheers.
We already did the second
Hey,
time.
second
It's getting
time. Cheers.
overdone.
Thanks for rolling by again.
All right.
And
Go ahead.
that's it.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
All
all I
right.
wanna
There you
say.
go.
Tau.
Oh
my
oh,
God.
well, we do our end.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, okay. Let's start over. Let's start last one. Okay.
Wait, so
yeah.
I'm not part of this.
No, you do one.
Yeah,
Okay.
we do
do it.
you.
We do you.
We do you.
Yeah.
And we
And
do
then-
Fist
each
me,
other.
bros. Fist me.
But it's so broken down, hey, it's so broken down. But I guess that's just the way it is when you sell your soul of this.
All right, let's get the fuck
All
out of
right.
here.